Hey guys, so last week I decided to try something different. I wanted to try using a traditionally published author's writing schedule. I chose James Dashner, which he is the author of the Maze Runner series and the Mortality Doctrine series, among other things. Those are the two series that I read, and I did really enjoy them, so I recommend them. He has a pretty structured writing routine, but it's also surprisingly relaxed, which is something that I really like. Stick around because I'm going to let you know how that went, whether I like that writing routine, and whether I will try using it again. First off, let's talk about his routine. Here is how James Dashner writes. He starts off with a cool premise, and then he expands that further into a simple outline. Only 1 to 3 pages. So that's something good to think about, is to remember that our outlines don't have to be long and expansive. They can be very simple and to the point, even where it's only 1 page in length. His outline is not very detailed. It's just a basic roadmap so that he knows how his story is going to end before he actually starts writing. Then comes the first draft. This is where he lets the words flow and he doesn't worry about editing. He writes in 2 sessions, so one in the morning and then one in the afternoon. Some days he writes thousands of words, and then on other days, barely any. And honestly, that's kind of refreshing when you're a new writer to realize that even well-known published authors have days like that, where they can have a flow and write thousands, and then other days, it's just not their day to write. I like that because then I don't put a ton of pressure on myself and feel bad or guilty if I don't reach at least 1,000 words. Once his first draft is done, he revises like crazy. 4 or 5 rounds of rewrites, which honestly, I think that is something that's going to be in store for the Untamed World sequel. Plenty of rounds of editing. Let me know in the comments if that happens to you when you're editing your draft. And then once he is done doing his edits, he will get feedback from others. He'll have his wife read it, critique partners, and close friends before he even sends it off to an editor. And here's a fun detail about him. He visualizes the scenes in his book as if they're a movie. This is something that I also find I tend to do when I'm imagining a scene. I will sit there and picture it like it's actually unfolding and it's happening before me. And then that helps me to be able to write it out better. Let me know in the comments if you visualize your scenes and what's happening in your novel like it's a movie. I'm curious to know how many of us imagine it like that. And at times, if he feels that he needs some inspiration, he will watch movies or even listen to movie soundtracks. Okay, so how did it go for me following his writing routine? Honestly, I loved it. It felt so natural to me, like it's something that just fits right into my schedule. I am a morning person, so I do find that I am more creative, or at least it's easier for me to get into a creative mode in the morning. So doing a morning writing session just felt right, and I really enjoyed that. But I also like the idea of having a break in between. If I start writing at, say, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then stop by 11:30, I can have some lunch. If I've got some things I need to take care of, like grab some groceries or, run around and do a few things in between, I have that time. And also, I've been trying to be a little more active, so maybe go for a walk or do some other kinds of exercising. So I think that's really nice having that little bit of time in between. On Thursday, I was watching my nephews, so that also allowed some flexibility there. I wasn't able to do my writing like in the early afternoon, but when I got home, I was able to do it a little bit later in the afternoon, and I still was able to get some words in. So I find it is very nice. It's very flexible, and I loved it. I did mention already something about editing the Untamed world, and that is something I also started last week, was diving into the first edits. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because I do want to make a video specifically surrounding my edits and what I plan on doing. But I am excited to share that I did start editing. Another thing is that I still have a couple spaces opened for beta readers. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the links below to go to my website, where you can fill out a form to sign up for being a beta reader. Of course, it would be helpful if you read my first novel. And something else I'm excited to announce is starting in April, I am going to have a sale on the Untamed world for the ebooks. The ebook is available on Amazon, but it's also available in other platforms that sell ebooks like Kobo, Barnes & Noble. In the meantime, if you want to see if this is something you would even be interested in, there is also a link in my descriptions for the first 2 chapters that you can read for free. So feel free to check that out as well. I imagine you can guess what my answer is if I will follow James Dashner's writing schedule or routine again. That is a giant yes. I will absolutely be doing that again. And actually, I think I will just put that into practice. If I am not doing my other job and I have time off during the week, I will definitely be doing that. Yeah, and actually, I do look forward to trying out other authors' writing routines and schedules as well. When I have another week off, I will probably try out another writing schedule. So I'll keep you posted on that to see what I think. But honestly, I think this one will probably be my favorite. So let me know what you think in the comments. Is this the type of schedule that would fit into your writing routine? Or do you have something different? What does your writing schedule look like? This was a fun challenge for me, and I look forward to doing more in the future. So stay tuned for any updates on that. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos on writing tips, or even just my journey as a writer, then don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.